Hey everybody, we're doing some classic movie reviews today, and here is another classic movie review. One of my all-time favorites. I think this movie is iconic. I love watching it. The one, the only, The Godfather. They'll make you an offer that you can't refuse. The Godfather is a phenomenal movie, man. It's literally a movie you have to watch and cancel everything you have. But it's a phenomenal movie, man. It's a timepiece of Michael Corleone and The Godfather and just the progression of that. It is a movie really in its own genre. It's really its own genre. Even though I know it's a crime, I think it's considered a crime drama. The Godfather is really in its own lane, man. It's a phenomenal movie. It's a great movie. You would definitely need to check this movie out. I would say, if you have not, check out The Godfather. It is one of probably the most greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. But you're gonna have to schedule 4 hours. Like, you gotta do it on a day off. This movie's about 4 hours long. It's one of the longest movies ever. And but it's a great movie, followed by an even greater sequel. One of the few movies that the sequel was better than the original, and the original was phenomenal. And I don't know how they was able to make the sequel better. Godfather 3, it wasn't as good as 1 and 2. I think that's why you don't hear a lot of people talk about Godfather 1 and 2. I get the point of 3. You had to close the story, and you couldn't leave the story open-ended, so I get that. But it was just that 1 and 2 was so high level. There was no way you could match it with 3. There's one movie I do think that matched, but this wasn't the one. But this is one of the few movies, especially in that time, sequels were typically bombed. This is one of the few movies that did not bomb. I think in the times of like the 60s and 70s, 80s, even going to the 80s, really only 3 franchises didn't suffer from sequel being bombing, and now I think it was Godfather. I put the Rambo series in there. I'll put let me see, Godfather, Rambo didn't bomb really that much. I prefer 2 over 1 anyway on Rambo. I'm trying to think. I had another movie that's in my mind. I can't think of it now. But those are like kind of the 2 I can think of that didn't suffer really from the sequel, and the sequels were actually better. So those are just, I definitely think it. Godfather, if I had to give it a rating, 10 out of 10, hands down. I think you're crazy if you think it's anything less. It's a masterpiece. It's the precedent of movies, from acting to direction to color, theme, and scheme. It's phenomenal. It's one of those great movies that once again you can pop in today and you can enjoy today. So you have not checked out The Godfather, you need to check out The Godfather, because I'm telling you, this movie is amazing. Oh, that's the best Italian mobster I got. All right, I love y'all. I'll see y'all.